So, what I was going to say is, I watch a lot of YouTube, and there was a chap called the Crazy Russian Hacker, and he made firelighters using a combination of toilet roll, dryer lint or tumble dryer lint, and candle wax. So I decided, I've got an idea. I'll do my own version, because basically he fills the toilet roll with dry lint and pours in a load of hot wax, and obviously you can cut that down to whatever size you want, although it's a bit fiddly. Whereas I was thinking, we have lots of leftover wax. How about pour the wax into an old tea light thing, fill it with wax, put the dry lint in, and use that as a firelighter. And I've had a couple of goes, and I have used them, and I have got some footage to show you at the end, which I shot on the previous one, which is okay. And basically you end up with a ingot of wax and dry lint, and I thought that is brilliant. Now you can make as many of these as you want and stick them in a bag. Other ways people use dry lint to make firelighters is they stuff that dry lint in a bag with a bit of Vaseline, smush it all up, and then you just take out what you want, which is all well and good. I find that method to be quite messy, so I don't do it. I learnt my lesson the hard way when it all smushed out in a camping bag. So anyway, what have we got? I didn't get my screwdriver, so I'm just going to use a pair of scissors. We've got an old candle here, which is burnt out, and all the wax is in the bottom. So I'm just going to freeze some of this wax without stabbing myself in the hand. I did use a screwdriver last time, but I haven't got that here. Screwdriver was actually better. There we go. Without getting it all on the floor. Okay, and I'm going to tip that into a container. Got some in my hand. There we go. Just see if we can get a bit more of this out. This might be enough to make a small one. Excuse me for being off shot. Just don't want to get this on the cooker. There we go. Bit of wax. Just going to pop it on there, and I'm going to turn the gas on, but I'm not going to heat it too much. I'm going to let the heat in the plate warm that up rather than the flame, because wax, when it's heated over a direct flame, is dangerous. Not only to your house, possibly, because hot wax can spontaneously combust, but also the superheated vapours are probably not much good for your lungs. I'm just going to let that melt a little bit more. That'll do. Okay, maybe we can speed this up a bit. Right, so all the wax is melted now. Just going to try and move the camera over a little bit. In the middle of the shot. Right, there we go. Now, this is the dry lint I have. It comes out the tumble dryer. It contains dust, fluff and hair, and mostly grit my work trousers. So once you've made one of these, I would not burn this inside. This is for starting fires outside, and I take no responsibility for any accidents that happen otherwise. That's as best as we're going to get, I think. And that's soaked up most of the wax. This one's going to be a small ingot because there wasn't much wax in there. But you can see, it does the trick. Downside to doing it like this is you get wax and fluff all over your fingers. So a spatula might be an idea. So that's just going to be a small one. Yes, not the cleanest of things anyway. So that's just a small one with some leftover wax from a candle we had the other night. And let's say when you let it cool down, that's what you end up with, a big thick ingot. So I'm not going to talk anymore, I'm just going to put the other bit of footage where I set one of these on fire the other night, and let me know what you think. I mean, suits me down to the ground. I can reuse odd bits of wax from candles and dry lint, something that I would otherwise be throwing away, and turning it into something that I can use when I go camping, when I go away, or for starting a fire outside the garden. Yeah, cheers guys, and don't forget to subscribe, comment and rate. I don't know if I say that at the end of the other bits, so never mind. Right, I got one. Just going to light this disc and chuck it in the cardboard box. It's a little bit windy out here. Certainly does the trick.